Hey, what's up guys? I've been testing out the Scholar for a second now and been able to scramble up a pretty good combo that we can use in all kinds of grind. I will also of course give you the add-ons for this combo and show a couple of examples using it. I've been able to manage to come up with a mobility combo, or at least some mobilities that we can use for either pack-to-pack movement or a little bit of a longer movement. Before we go into any of these though, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel and give the video a thumbs up. Also add a quick comment about maybe what you think about the class. It really helps me out being a content creator and all. In order to understand most of this class, please watch throughout the video. Thank you guys, let's go into it. As a quick introduction, playing the Scholar, you are going to use both the Pre-Awakening Absolute and the Awakening skills. Because of this reason, it kind of feels like a plug and play kind of a class. Her weapon of choices are 2 small main hand axes and 2 big-handed Awakening axe that you can automatically go in and swap between. The Scholar is easy to learn, a pretty slow-paced class that deals a lot of damage through some medium or semi-big AoEs. It reminds me a lot of Guardian and Succession Dracania. She seems to be very tanky overall in PVE, and her movements are good for... it's good enough to move around from pack to pack, but not really good for longer fast distances. When it comes to skill cancels, you can cancel some of the skills, but you don't want to sometimes, and sometimes it's just better to play it out. Before we go into combat combos and add-ons, we need to go through how to move around. Let's get into it. Whenever I play, I would only use Gravity Anchor into Attraction and usually 1 small step, or at most adding Hammer Rush going from pack to pack. I feel like if you have to do more than that, you kinda don't even want to play at that grind spot. To show how you can move around with the Scholar, I illustrated a quick combo here to get to know her mobilities. Gravity Anchor into Attraction, you can hold this for faster use. Sliding into Hammer Rush, going into Hammer Down, which is a good skill to get DP up. Repeat the Gravity Anchor and Attraction, sneaking into 1 small step and Hammer in the knee. You can then repeat this if you wanted, but this is just the mobility skills that you want to use for PvE. Now let's take a look at the add-ons. This is how I set up the add-ons accordingly to the combo that I'm using, and they are working great for endgame. Sometimes, depending on where you grind, you don't need to have that much accuracy. If you don't need that much accuracy in earlier gameplays, I recommend you to put back attack and crit higher up in the chain of the combo. And then put another back attack and crit somewhere around 7 to 8 seconds after using it on a different skill to maintain it throughout the combo. Of course, if you're playing at monster spots where the monsters get knocked down, you would want to replace the back attack for down attack. Let's see how the combat combo looks like. So this is how I set it up. Hammer in the knee for that juicy attack speed, going into Hammer Punch for that munchy AP up, flowing into Hammer Smash that deals DP down, going into Absolute Potential Energy for DP up, and is also your ulti skill, so that's good to use. The rest is DPS skills, flowing into Absolute Gravity Field, into Hammer Fall, into Golden Skyfall, and lastly going into Hammer Spin. You can obviously repeat this combo whenever needed. I'm going to show a few examples first how it looks like, throwing it out on dummies, and later showing how it looks like grinding in the crypt. Let's glide into it. A few ending words before we end the video that can be very good to know about. I'm going to mention my opinions of the class, and I'm going to say what is good and what is going to be bad. First, let's start with the good. I think right now that the Scholar has good enough DPS for the current state of the game being able to do the content. A lot of people compare Scholar with broken classes, which of course is going to make it look very weak. I think it's more fair to compare with what is necessary to play the game content. Secondly, the Scholar is a very easy class to learn how to play, which a lot of players can get into very easily. Thirdly, I like the skill animations, but I will also mention why this can be a bad thing as well. Now, the bad thing with the class is that it's very clunky class, and whenever she doesn't do enough DPS output, it doesn't feel right. Because it's so slow, you have time to think about the damage and paying your taxes at the same time. Even repositioning for increased DPS output takes too long or is too slow or feels weird animations. If they can find a sweet spot between her clunkiness and DPS output and the animation speed of her abilities, she could feel better to play. Another pretty bad thing about the class is the skill animations. Many times you have to hold down a skill for increasing lingering DPS output, but also many times you can't see what your character is doing or where it is at in the skill animation. Because of this, you can get lost in you throw out prematurely skills, or you just stand looking at nothing. These are my opinions on the class. Hopefully they can fix a few things so it feels nicer to play her. Otherwise, pretty interesting class. Lastly, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel, give the video a like and comment in the section below. It really helps me out as a content creator to keep on making content and to strive for that higher qualities for the BDO community. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and don't forget to check out TheChilliers on twitch.tv/TheChilliers. Never forget to keep on hammering, and see you guys in the next one.